Good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining us on this Friday morning after the Basic Education Funding Commission wrapped up yesterday afternoon and published a report. I am going to put in the chat the names and organizations, titles of the speakers for today. As folks are logging in and getting connected to audio, a couple of logistical things. First, we'll do questions at the end. If you have a question, you can ask that in one of two ways. You can either put your question, you can type it in the Q&A dialog box. If you can use the Q&A dialog box, that would be helpful. And we'll read out your question. Or you can raise your hand and you can be unmuted one at a time to ask your question out loud. So either of those is fine. We'll get to questions after our speakers give remarks. I should also remind folks, we are recording the webinar and we will send a link to the recording to everybody as soon as we are done, as soon as that recording is ready. Without further ado, I'm going to turn the floor over first to Donna Cooper, who's the Executive Director of Children First.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us. This press conference today is being held by the PA Schools Work Campaign. And that campaign, our campaign, is singularly focused on making sure every student can attend a public school that is adequately funded so that every student can graduate ready for college or a career. And that means that every school must have the tools and resources to prepare a child for the real world, the basics they need to succeed, and the skills to contribute to a lifetime of success. The members of our coalition can be found in the link in the chat, and we're continue to grow this coalition as more and more Pennsylvanians understand the stakes at the high stakes of improving our public education system. We are here today to report on our views on the work of the Basic Ed Funding Commission, which, as you know, yesterday voted on its final report. And we want to thank the commission members, every one of them, for doing the work to hold 13 hearings and listen to at least 75 experts and others testify on the needs of public schools and the students that these schools educate. We commend every member for discharging their duty to work on, do the work of the commission professionally. The many hours they spent, the many miles they traveled, the hours and hours of listening to educational leaders, teachers, students, counselors, and others is a testament to how seriously every member of the commission took their duty to their office and to this purpose. Yesterday, the commission voted out a detailed, comprehensive, and welcome report with recommendations that, once executed, will deliver on real opportunity for every student in the state, for every school district in the state, every parent, and improve the state's workforce and stimulate our state's economy. Unequivocally, the report is a significant step towards repairing the state's broken and unconstitutional public school funding system and creating a state where every family can see a pathway of opportunity for their child. We can't say it better than Governor Shapiro said in his press release. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for our children. His views mirror those of this coalition that, as Governor Shapiro said, the report adopted today by the Basic Ed Funding Commission is a reflection of the hard work and the consensus across Pennsylvania and leaders in both parties, that there is a real path forward to deliver a comprehensive solution on K-12 education in Pennsylvania. And the governor also thanked the members of the commission, and we thank him for the direction to his appointees to vote for the report that was adopted. And now we fully expect the governor to use this report as the basis of the year one investments he hopes he will make in public education in the budget that he proposes on February 6th. Like Governor Shapiro and many members of the commission, we believe that the BEFC was the place for the state to begin to respond to the Commonwealth Court's school funding ruling in the historic school funding lawsuit. The adopted report is a clear demonstration that the administration and the House and Senate Democrats are taking the court decision seriously, and they prepared a detailed proposal to cure the constitutional infringement of the current school funding system. And Republicans on the Basic Education Funding Commission did not refute the need to fill the adequacy gaps, which is a strong indication that they too see that a solution to the gaping disparity in school funding resources across the state must be found. They also outlined 28 essential practices that contribute to educational quality, that when every school has the resources in hand, ought to be in place in every school. They did that hard work, providing a concrete guide for the research-tested elements of quality schools and education. In this press conference, we will share the details of the report that was adopted and demonstrate that they are clear indications that a viable remedy is possible and, in our mind at this point, inevitable. We will also outline what the stakes are for missing this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Now the legislature faces the real test, which kicks off in less than a month from now in the budget process. And we want to be clear today that we stand behind the governor and lawmakers who want to take the report and now do the hard work that every student on the state is depending on them to do to ensure the quality education of opportunity is remedied, because they've been robbed of that opportunity for so many years by legislative inaction over decades. To speak to the need for this, I would like to turn this over to another member of the PA School Works Coalition, Melissa from the Urban League.
Thank you, Donna. Good morning, everybody, and good morning, colleagues. My name is Melissa Robbins. I'm Vice President of Advocacy and Public Policy here at the Urban League of Philadelphia. It is a pleasure to be here with you all. The focus of our advocacy has always been protecting our children's right to be a well-funded and adequate education. Our educational priorities should always be centered around the needs and the betterment of students and their families. A zip code and or geographical location in the Commonwealth should never dictate the level of access to education that our students receive. Our children are our future and most prized societal possessions. Years of underfunding have set districts in all corners of the state back by generations. Data shows us that schools across the state have been historically unequally funded. Students have been denied the tools, access, and resources that they rightfully deserve to help them reach their full potential. We are excited to share that in the great state of Pennsylvania, our Basic Education Funding Commission voted to put our children first. The BEFC report is a roadmap for the state to close the massive funding gaps, and when implemented, will give students across the Commonwealth the lifelines that they all deserve and access to economic upward mobility. We as advocates owe it to all of our children and all of our families who make up the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania an opportunity to create educational excellence. Children across the state of Pennsylvania, I dare you all to dream. Next, our speaker will be David, and he will present. David?
Buenos dias. My name is David Jimenez, and I'm the Senior Director of Communication at Reclamo, a Latino-focused nonprofit organization based in Montgomery County. I stand before you as an advocate for the future of Pennsylvania's children, for those long underinvested communities across our Commonwealth whose schools face severe funding disparities. I'm here to amplify the unique needs of immigrants, Latinos, and ESL students in our schools. Today, I want to emphasize 3 critical points that the BEFC's report made clear yesterday. First, our advocacy is fueled by the belief that each child is a vital investment, and each one, regardless of background, has a future filled with potential. On this, Pennsylvanians are in universal agreement. Second, a zip code should never determine a child's future. Pennsylvanians should not face the difficult decision of choosing between the future of their children and where they can afford to live. Third, the BEFC's report provides clarity and lays before us a path to invest in our children, support our educators, and be a Commonwealth that genuinely supports the common good for all. This report is more than a document, it's a commitment to bridging the gaps that have hindered our education system for generations. At Reclamo, we have witnessed the struggles and triumphs of thousands of students across our programs. Many have gone weeks and months in their schools without teachers, without sufficient ESL instructors, and without the support they need to thrive. As a result, almost all students in our programs enter below grade level proficiency in math and English, and the Latino community in particular in Pennsylvania has a dropout rate nearly double that of other demographics. This just underlines the urgency for increased support in ESL and special education, in mental health, if we are to expect students from low-income households or any students to succeed in our schools. How can we expect youth in our communities to thrive in schools that cannot support their educational needs? When we asked families in our community about their dreams for the future, every parent emphasized the importance of a good education. They want and deserve for their children the opportunities that they did not have. One mother shared with me that her daughter's dream of becoming a doctor. While clearly proud of her daughter, the mother expressed concerns about the cost of such a dream. Her daughter responded with the clarity only children can provide, saying, "It's okay, mama. When I am a doctor, I will take care of you for free." This is a young woman who needs our support and who we need to succeed. Pennsylvania has the third most severe shortage of medical professionals in the country. By 2030, we will lack more than 1,000 primary care physicians, and this is a road forward to get our students to where we need them to be. Hardworking Pennsylvanians from every city, town, demographic, and political party agree that our children are worth it and they will benefit from this path. However, the BEFC report clearly shows we have not been supporting the dreams of all equally. This is a historic moment, an opportunity for Pennsylvanians to stand together and create real change. The path ahead holds the potential to create a fair, just, and equitable education system for all. Let's seize this opportunity for the sake of our children, our future, and the Commonwealth we envision. Sí, se puede. Gracias.